Welcome to a 2v2 on Lierneux. This game's going to be Skills That Kills and Fed by Your Dread, which makes me think maybe they know each other. They both like names that rhyme. Versus RedxWings and Classy David, who are definitely matched together on purpose. And by definitely, I mean like it's plausible. I don't know, maybe they ran into each other randomly. That's also possible. It's going to be double Soviets against double Osthair, but on a Western Front's map. So, go figure. Grenadiers look like they're going to get control of this extremely important building initially, so that's going to help them in their initial engagement against these conscripts here for the fuel point. And they're just constantly vaulting this fence. Also, yes, Casabang, good question. Also, I hope people will be explaining, like, periodically throughout the chat that I'm no longer doing viewer requested replays in the order in which I receive them. I'm now doing them by random raffle live, so that people won't have to wait in a month-long line. They can just come to the stream, enter the raffle, and, you know, cross their fingers, because I was getting too many requests, and I wasn't able to keep up with it, so I think this will be a better way of doing things. And thank you, Lumpy, for being so helpful and informative. Maybe that should be a Mubot command. Lumpy, make me a Mubot command that's like explains things concisely. I'm sure you can figure that out. You can add them, Lumpy. You're a moderator. Just do like Mubot command add explain, and then there you go. And then type the text that you want to say. That's how you do it. Fun fact for my mods. I think there's a few mods hanging around here, and you guys can figure it out amongst yourselves. Yes, more Mubot commands. There could never be enough Mubot. Grenadiers taking control of the center here, and a sniper has been fielded early on by... Oh, okay. I get it. I see what's happening. Double sniper from RedxWings and Classy David going with 3 Grens. Apparently RedxWings is playing a little bit Price style. Or actually, no, not Price. Barton style. Excuse me. Barton style. Do you guys remember, you may or may not remember a cast I did on this map of Price and Barton playing with hard Pyos and sniper spam. Price just spamming nothing but flamer Pyos and Barton spamming nothing but snipers. It didn't work that well, but they won eventually after like an hour-long ridiculous slugfest. But I don't know, well, I think RedxWings was probably going to transition. Yeah, he's getting Battle Phase 1 right here, and Classy David is playing a pretty standard game of just Gren spam. Snipers, wow, one has already been forced to retreat, and the other, both of them have been forced to retreat by this flanking squad of conscripts, so that engagement goes pretty poorly. RedxWings has chosen joint operations and will field a artillery field officer, apparently, so that's interesting. I guess I'm not familiar enough with this unit to know how he might synergize with snipers. He has smoke. That's pretty much it. I don't know. One squad of RedxWings Pyos got wiped right there. Allies have taken full control of the north, and they're now taking control of the center as well, and the Axis will fall behind here. Classy David also forced to retreat, and he's chosen Jaeger infantry. So, this could prove to be a difficult game against Guard Motor and Shock Rifle, which is a pretty serious business. So, double Soviet combo. Tier 1 and 2 also produced here in the base. Conscripts fielded. They will field one sniper of their own for counter-sniping duties, I assume. And then Skills That Kills going with standard 3 conscripts, Molotovs, tier 2. He's probably going to maybe get at least one team weapon, I assume, to assist in the engagement for the center. So, Axis counterattack is on its way. RedxWings is currently up to only 6 kills in 5 minutes between 2 snipers, which is a horrible performance. Hopefully they'll be able to catch up a little bit here in the next series of engagements. One sniper should be able to maintain 2 kills per minute in a 2v2 is the speed. The speed that seems to be a decent sniper in 2v2 based on my experience anyway, so RedxWings is gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit. It's Mubot command add. And I don't think it can have an apostrophe in it either, maybe, I don't know. It shouldn't have an apostrophe in it anyway, that's just annoying. Grenadiers force a retreat right there. Guards have been fielded. There's the counter sniper. That has not taken a shot yet. Holding fire in camouflage, hoping that this Auster sniper will reveal itself. RedxWings will actually take control of the north here with the artillery field officer plus Pyos, apparently, forcing away one flamethrower squad there, and the fuel point has been decapped, currently uncontested. Guards and shocks actually deployed towards the center. Will force this retreat. Flamethrower sticks around as long as it can, but shock troops are too intimidating. They'll be forced away. Sniper is still hovering in the area. This one has 5 kills. This one has 7. So 13 now between both of them in 7 minutes, which is still not great. But they are taking a lot of map control back. Pyro's getting control of the north fuel point uncontested. Throw some S-mines down up there. We've also got one lone harassing squad of Pyros in the south, taking the munitions uncontested, throwing S-mines down here. So may prove difficult for the Soviets to recapture some of that territory, focusing all of their efforts in the center for right now. The Oster will pull some forces to the north and south of this map and maybe weaken the Soviet hold on the center fuel. Oh wow, you can put the tier 2 right there, or tier 1. Apparently the base sector is pretty big. You can just build your base structure right there if you feel so inclined. It's almost like a little mini forward reinforce point. Half track on the field. Speaking of forward reinforcements, that should help the Axis hold the line in the middle of this map a little bit better. Half track will reinforce right here, or Pyos will reinforce right here. Double sniper is doing pretty good work in this engagement. One squad forced to retreat already. This one's gonna oorah straight for those snipers. Pyos continue trying to out-reinforce any damage they're taking. Snipers are running out of locations to camouflage. There's a yellow cover position right here. That one's falling dangerously low to that volley of fire. And he has no choice. Must pull back and retreat again. Forced off the field with his snipers again, and thereby losing a ton of map control and map presence. But the conscript squad at least was also forced to retreat by the half-track machine gun and Pyos supporting. So that helps a little bit, but the north fuel will get recaptured up here. Conscripts grab control of both victory points. Meanwhile, David in the middle has fielded G43s and is taking control of the central fuel. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I do have to add somebody as like a MooBot editor. I have to like type your name in manually. It doesn't just happen automatically for mods. That's annoying. Alright, hold on. I'll do that for Lumpy. It only actually takes like a second. I forgot that I had to do that. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I was wrong all along. Lumpy 3 add. There we go. Now Lumpy can add things. Go nuts. Ooh. Shock troops wipe the grenadiers there in the middle. Heavy mortar has been fielded as well, I think. I heard a heavy mortar, yes, it's right there. 2 kills in the first shot apparently. And softening these grenadiers up quite nicely. Smoke grenade tossed by those shock troops to allow them to get in short range. But these Grens actually have G43s, so they're pretty much medium range infantry anyway. Nice split by Classy David right there to make those shock troops choose a squad to engage against. Grenade toss against the squad in yellow cover. Perfectly kited those shock troops to death right there. Took no losses and forced that retreat. Almost wiped them. Rifle grenade on those guards forces a retreat from them as well. These grenadiers doing very well in this engagement for the central village. Looks like they will force everything off the field, including a sniper. taking only 1 loss from the sniper. Everything else forced away with 0 casualties, and he will get control of the center fuel, while RedxWings is taking control of the north uncontested with the support of his half-track and artillery field officer. Snipers have moved into the center village to assist David in his efforts to push away that heavy mortar. Currently nothing left in the middle except for 1 squad of conscripts.
Sniper here. The Reds are attacking! Our opponents are
Flamethrower
seizing
combat
the
engineers
sector.
taking control of the victory point right there.
Yes, sir.
Artillery field officer will pull back to safety. I'm pretty sure his damage output is basically that of a grenadier squad, pretty much. Maybe a little bit less, right? Because if he's got like the pistol, I don't really know the stats, but he's moderately combat capable. Snipers jump into the half-track to try and pull back to safety, apparently. Leave the half-track, move to re-engage. Molotov toss right there. Ooh, will force a retreat from... Oh no, Katyusha barrage on the snipers! Wipes a squad of Pyos. They're trying to get clear to the north, and it looks like they will be alright, but those Pyos, not so much. They will explode. That Katyusha rocket in the half-track gets away only by a sliver. LMG Grens right here, engaging against these conscripts. They're gonna vault the fence, taking a little bit of damage. Grenadiers fall down to only 1 man remaining. They're gonna be forced to retreat right there. Shock troops seem to be doing okay initially. Panzer Grens moving up into a green cover position will make it to the wall first, and shock troops are getting gunned down hard. Frag grenade does minor damage. Panzer Grens will reposition back into green cover. Plus flamethrower, they can't stick around any longer, and there they go. Soviet sniper is doing horrible. He's only got 4 kills. Katyusha already has that much from its first barrage, and RedxWings snipers, by comparison, don't really look like they're doing amazing. They've only got vet 1 and 0 vet, so between them, they have 24 kills in 14 minutes, which is... for 2 snipers, not great, but they're doing alright. Doing alright, and Oster map control reflects that. It's kind of a back and forth situation right now. Soviets will bounce victory points back into their own control, try and get the clock ticking against the Oster. Once again, meanwhile, Tier 4 going up here in the base for RedxWings, and Tier 3 has already gone Tier 3 into a Panzer IV, which is in production. Panzer IV should hopefully be able to find an opportunity to hunt and kill that Katyusha before call-in tanks arrive, and they're about 3 to 4 CPs away. You don't actually put you don't actually put the brackets around the text, Lumpy. Also, Moobot has not subscribed to my channel, so the emotes don't work. Moobot can't do Romeo emotes. As hilarious as that would be. I need to contact the makers of Moobot and demand that Moobot subscribe to my stream. That's a good first draft. That's a good working. We'll work on that. Flamethrower forces everything away right here. Katyusha also exposed a little bit. It's gonna pull back. I mean, Pyos can kill a Katyusha theoretically. It takes them a while though. Minesweeper on its way north to get rid of these S mines.
attack. Rocket truck taking fire. Conscripts here. Hostile infantry. Ready. Damage critical.
There it goes. Katyusha hunted and killed by the Panzer IV in its very first engagement. One kill, one Katyusha down. Highly efficient. Katyusha destroyed. That's going to alleviate a lot of pressure off of RedxWings snipers in particular, which are up to vet 1 and 2 now, 13 and 17 kills, so 30 in 16 minutes, which is still only about, on average, 1 kill per minute for those snipers, which for a 2v2 is a little on the low side, but the more snipers you have, the more difficult it is, really, to keep them up to speed. So, in all fairness, they seem to be doing pretty much all right. Actually, moderators, I need you to test this. I think only Lumpy can add and remove commands, but I'm pretty sure any moderator can edit the text by typing !explain and then new text. So somebody that's not Lumpy needs to test that, because I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Panzer IV engaging against the shock troops here in the middle. That squad will be forced away. And the Panzer IV will be fully repaired here as well. Field gun might have an opportunity against the half-track. Pulling away from sniper fire, though. Pulling away will disengage completely. I can't believe that sniper hasn't found an opportunity against the Oster snipers yet. Alright, so I'm right about that. Interesting. Any moderator can edit the command, but not add or remove. It's kind of good to know, I guess. Alright. I didn't know that before. Now I know that. Artillery field officer almost wipes that sniper right there. Almost capped him with his Luger. Officer model's actually dead. That's just some random guy running back to the base to find some new and improved officer. Ooh, nice flame bursts right there. Shock troops going down quick. They're not being monitored, I don't think, and they get picked off by the snipers, which are up to 40 kills roughly. Rough situation for the Allies right now. May have taken a little too much manpower bleed. They're actually floating a little bit though, because they're both, of course, trying to get to their call-in tanks. And once those arrive, situation might turn back around a little. Of course, the Axis had their fair share of float. RedxWings going with a Broom Bear, and Classy David going with the 2nd Panzer IV. So.
Capture complete. Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Grenadiers will pull back to safety right there. And Grenadiers will move to take control of the nothing. Positioning green cover with ambush camouflage. So sneaky and devious, these Panzer Grenadiers have it too, apparently. They're just gonna lie in wait for these shock troops, I guess, which are also trying to ambush. These Panzer Grens, neither player moving, neither player taking the bait. There's the 2nd Panzer IV positioned in the middle. This ridiculous amount of mod and Moobot spam. Do you guys have it almost figured out? Are we almost there? Panzer Grenadiers look like they're kind of winning this engagement against the shock troops right there. Ooh, that S-mine cluster. That was a pretty nasty S-mine cluster. I think that probably turned the engagement. Panzer Grenadiers take no losses and the shock troops will pull back to safety. Here comes the Broom Bear. Broom Bear. 2 snipers, artillery field officer, half-track straight to Broom Bear. The most efficient build. The only units you need. Let's see RedxWings pull this one off in 1v1. Pretty good hit by the Broom Bear right there, bringing those conscripts low. Snipers picking a few of them off as well. A couple teller mines planted here in the middle, by the way, may be able to shut down an over-aggressive push against that Broom Bear by, for example, an IS-2. SkillsThatKillz is a little slow on his T-34s because he fielded another Katyusha. So T-34s are going to be in short supply here in the late game, or mid-game. Broom Bear working on conscripts in the middle brings them low. Broom Bear's got 9 kills already. His first series of engagements hasn't even taken damage yet, with snipers protecting it in the back for anti-tank gun. To clear anti-tank guns, that'll help its staying power a little bit. RedxWings is going to throw up an LEFH now because that's just the kind of guy he is. Artillery field officer working on the north fuel once again. The center fuel goes back to being uncontested. Bombarding the field gun here in the middle, and its amazing accuracy and damage is on display. 18 gun will get to safety without taking so much as 1 damage. And the snipers are retreating again, I guess. I don't know why. For healing, I guess. IS-2 moves up to blow up a cache here in the middle. Oh, that's where RedxWings manpower has been going. Suddenly the build makes a little bit more sense. Not really. 4 fuel caches constructed by RedxWings this game. That's 800 manpower gone. Broom Bear needs to squeeze past the IS-2 to get to safety. If it takes engine damage here, probably gonna go down. Fortunately, the shot bounces. Broom Bear takes a shot at the IS-2 and deals minor damage. That shot just bounced. Here comes marked vehicle from the guard motor player, who still cannot afford his call-in tanks, by the way, but it may not matter if the IS-2 can finish this Broom Bear off desperately pulling away to safety. This flank by Panzer IVs, though, one would get right behind the IS-2's rear armor. But shots are bouncing, even at point-blank range from a Panzer IV on the rear of that IS-2. That shot penetrates. IS-2 trying to contend with these medium tanks as well as it can, but it is falling dangerously low, and it will be destroyed by the Panzer IV in the front right there. Meanwhile, some conscripts get wiped by sniper and Broom Bear fire here in the north against RedxWings forces, and the north fuel will also see the engagement going to the Axis as Classy David forces shock troops away with the rifle grenade in the north. Minesweeper plus Minesweeper in the south will get those territories captured. And that Panzer IV with the engine damage needs to pull back for repairs. Falling quite low. The other Panzer IV is still in excellent condition, plus being Vet 2. Katyusha bombardment clears a Grenadier squad right here, but other than that, I don't think any serious losses. And T-34-85s have been fielded, making... Oh, but they immediately hit a teller mine! Or at least one of them does. The other one might be a little bit more cautious before pushing into an overly aggressive engagement. Without the support of his teammates IS-2, these T-34-85s have a lot of work to do. And only so much firepower with which to do it. Tactical movement being activated by Classy David on his Panzer Grenadier squads with their Shreks. They go in hard on that T-34 and punish it for hitting that mine. They'll be forced to retreat by this shock troop squad soon. T-34 shots have yet to connect all that nicely. Incendiary artillery, what's that gonna do? Prevent the advance of those Panzer Shreks any further, I guess. But that T-34 is down. Panzer IV is gonna pull out of that engagement. Content with taking out one of those 2 tanks. T-34 cannot engage any more aggressively than it already has without exposing itself to serious damage. LEFH is bombarding here in the back to try and clear out field guns as well as it can. Panzer Shrek shots connecting with the T-34. That's got to pull back to safety as well.
Engineer squad. Enemy contact.
Shock troops forced to retreat here in the back. The Broom Bear is up to 13 kills, which actually, I guess that's not that much. I mean, it's performing all right, but Panzer IV, for example, has 27. You'd think that the Tier 4 assault gun would be doing better against masked conscripts than the Tier 3 medium tank, but I don't know, whatever. Panzer IV, to be fair, has been on the field a little bit longer. Mine down here bleeds the Panzer Grenadiers slightly. The map is in mostly Axis control. Soviets have the munitions advantage, though. How are the snipers doing? 27 minutes, 21 to 26 kills. So, about 47 kills in 27 minutes. They're actually falling behind. They're actually falling behind what one sniper should be doing. So, but they've both paid off their investment. They've been efficient, just not as efficient as a one sniper build probably could have been, honestly. LEFH doesn't really hit anything. Second LEFH has been fielded by RedxWings just for maximum edgy builds. Snipers continue to work on the center, firing on some shock troops in here, and Grenadiers are grabbing the munitions points in the south.
Standing by.
And the Panzer IV with engine damage is slowly making its way up here to try and push away those conscripts. Bit of a standoff right now. Katyusha's ready to fire again with only one T-34 left and no IS-2s currently on the field. The Soviets are basically just trying to stall the game out, try and collect fuel for their next set of Collins before they make another aggressive push against what the Axis have fielded, which is, honestly, Classy David has like a bajillion resources. I don't even know why he hasn't made more units. He's only at 75-100 pop cap. He has gone Battle Phase 3, but he's not built it yet. Maybe he just hasn't found an opportunity to tech. They're certainly having no problem taking territory right now while the Soviets wait for their next set of tanks. But I think he should probably spend some of his resources. RedxWings, on the other hand, is stretched quite thin for manpower, having fielded 2 LEFHs and now a PaK-43. Katyusha is bombarding here in the south. Minor damage to a squad of Grens, but nothing too serious. They will get the point captured. And all Soviet attempts to take control here in the north will get shut down and forced back into the base. LEFH, ooh, wipes the field gun right there. That was pretty good. IS-2 looking for opportunities. Sniper gets in danger again. I have no idea why that one repeated. If this PaK-43 would rotate the correct direction, which it is doing now. Broom Bear moving up to provide vision. IS-2 will definitely not be able to get aggressive against that Broom Bear in the arc of fire of a PaK-43, and it is about to reveal itself. Huge hit right there. IS-2 continues chasing. It's going to take a second shot at the very least. Probably another one after this as well. It's now trying to pull back to safety after taking huge damage. There's the third connected penetration from the PaK-43. Already Vet 1, which it just hit. If it had hit Vet 1 any earlier, thrown target weak point on that IS-2, it probably would have died. If that Panzer IV shot had connected, which it was unlikely to do, but if it had, probably also would have died. But at least there's an IS-2 on the field. With a PaK-43 defending the Axis territory, it's unlikely to be able to do much without a significant amount of support or incendiary artillery. Fed by our Dread has 500 munitions that he might drop on the various heavy weapons back here, so... This kind of almost reminds me of Co-1 Brits. Artillery and 17-pounder spam. Maybe it's a good thing that this strategy is so underpowered. I don't know if I want to see that meta ever rise. Rise of the LEFH and PaK-43 meta spam. That would be pretty awful. Maybe we should be happy with what we have.
You need something?
Axis forces are taking control of everything here in the south. Their advance continues. Soviets have spent a lot of manpower of their own on fuel caches, which may be part of the reason why they're falling so behind now. Not that the Axis haven't spent a hilarious amount of manpower on non-combat stuff. Shock troops forced to retreat right there. Everything getting slowly pushed further and further back into the base. The IS-2 here is alive. There will be a fresh set of T-34s on the field soon, which will be 3 T-34s and 1 IS-2 and a Katyusha. So Soviets will have to make some sort of dramatic comeback against a massively floating and stacked Axis army with only a small amount of column tanks, which really sounds like it's probably impossible. This T-34 looks like it might get picked up here already. Panzer IV will pull back to safety away from the IS-2 right there. LEFH, constant LEFH bombardment here in the Soviet base and on their various collections of team weapons is making it very difficult for the Soviets to get their armies up to size. Not really even close to what the Axis have fielded, especially when you compare resources banked. What do you mean, hear you? What Panzerschützen? What's wrong? What's on your mind? Wow. Oh, they have 2 flamethrowers. I was like, geez, those shock troops are just getting schooled. This Bio Squad has 2 flamethrowers for double the RNG, double the fun. LEFH bombardment continues to wreak havoc. Does he have 3 or is that just no? That's just 2. How do you get your replay cast? Are you real? Are you serious? I'm pretty sure you've been here for the entire... Alright, well, if you are real, mods, help this poor soul. And if you're not real, then... it's not that funny. Maybe it's kind of funny. These LEFHs, though, they have 28 kills. That's like kind of all right. 26 and 30 for the snipers, upholding the good old-fashioned relic tradition of the more expensive it is, the worse it performs. LEFH costs 600 manpower, sniper costs 360. Wow, that bounced off the rear armor of the Room Bear. Thanks, armor skirts. 33 kills on the Broom Bear. That's right. That's right. Just ask Captain Price. It's true. It's true. No Kappa. No Kappa. Where's that second set of T-34s? There it is, finally. Click the button. Maybe they'll save the day. Probably not. Still 40 more fuel for the next IS-2 as well.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
I was retreating. Snipers also retreating. Squad in the north just got wiped by Panzer IVs, and Classy David has managed to get up to 2,500 manpower. He can actually afford Stuka close air support just to make any amazing comeback by the Soviets that much less likely. One of the 3 T-34s is already destroyed. Panzer IV is in a little bit of danger though. That's the better 3-1 with the armor skirts, but that may not matter. It takes a huge burst of damage right there, and conscripts finish it off with their AT grenade. Well fought, Panzer IV. Had 30-some kills when it was finally destroyed. Stuka close. Wow. Enemy expunged. Thank you, Stuka pilot. That's one way of putting things. Oh, did you hear that? He said targeting enemy tank. Does that mean when he comes around for the next pass, he's gonna target a tank? I think he's already locked on. Oh, yep, there he goes. That was kind of cool. IS-2 takes a bit of damage from the Stuka close air support right there. Will also be pushed back into the base. It's looking more and more like the Allies have no chance of surviving this game. Katyusha clears the Pack 43, but it just doesn't matter. The Allies don't have enough armor, if they're at least not fully repaired armor. Whoa! Was that counter barrage? I think that was counter barrage from RedxWings. I was kind of hoping that would work. Not quite though. Katyusha repositioned just in time. Another Panzer IV just popped. The Axis might need to be concerned if Classy David didn't have 2,500 manpower and 670 fuel in the bank. He has built Tier 4, by the way, and there's the Panther getting queued up. Try and get his pop cap up a little bit higher. And Panzer Grenadiers getting chased off here as well. Yes, you guys, how many times do I have to tell you? The cheaper it is, the better it is. That's how this game works. Stuka close air support is the cheapest, most cheaper than P-47s. I guess it's more expensive than the IL-2. The IL-2 is 180, and the IL-2 is terrible, so it doesn't apply. IL-2 is an exception to the rule, but P-47 is more expensive, not as effective. Which is, of course, highly amusing. But you can find lots of examples of that in this game.
We have a new Panzer IV.
Like a scary amount of examples of that in this game.
Panther ready. Ivan is here. Enemy armor spotted. Engaging.
recon pass over this stuff. Panzer IV goes in on some shock troops up here. The clock is somehow stopped. I don't know how the Allies have managed to hang on to, well, I mean, it probably has something to do with this rather silly build and float combination. RedxWings now up to 1,600 manpower and 800 fuel. Not really finding any ways to spend it. He's just pop capped on his heavy team weapons. And LEFH, by the way, how much pop cap is that? That's 15, so 30 pop cap just in his artillery. Quite tied up in that regard. Panther from Classy David moving up on this IS-2's flank. That looks like an overextension to me. Fortunately, it activates ghost powers to phase through that Panzer IV and suddenly, or Panther, and now suddenly it's perfectly safe. Panther has to pull back to safety away from a flanking T-34 right there. IS-2 is dangerously low, but hasn't gone down yet. Some sort of super flank by Panzer Grenadiers way in the back, maybe looking for an opportunity against the Katyusha or something. I don't know. They might be able to pick up the IS-2 though. Incendiary artillery. Oh, the shell landed right on that sniper's head, and he gets crit to death. Oh, that sniper finally goes down. I wonder how many kills he had. Panzer Grenadiers looking for an opportunity on the IS-2, and they will find it. IS-2 goes down to that lucky Panzerschreck hit, and they will both make their retreat. Broom Bear working on the strategic point right here.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies. Our enemy has only 200 points.
And apparently the Soviets somehow, despite their losses, have a triple cap going against the Axis right now. They need to step up their territory recapture and need to actually hold territory rather than just bombard the Soviets back into their base with LEFH fire every single time. Whoa, the Broom Bear has 56 kills. Whoa, that stacked up over time, which might explain why the Soviets have no manpower and no troops, fed by Dread in particular, down to almost nothing remaining. SkillsThatKillz is a slightly more functional core, but obviously not enough to chew through this quantity of forces. RedxWings just somehow found enough pop cap to queue up 2 Panthers. Oh no, he didn't. They're not actually hitting the field. They're just in production. He paid for them, but they're not coming out unless something dies. This Panther from David goes in hard into the base, and an LEFH shot will finish the tank off as the Panther tries to make its escape. Panther will be destroyed by the advancing T-34 right there. Panzer Grenadiers are activating tactical movement, try and get in range on the T-34-85s. Or the last remaining T-34-85 cannot get in range and will be forced to retreat. The triple cap against the Soviets will falter yet again. Conscripts taking control of this area, and even though it's a 45-minute game now, it's still 200 to 200. Allies still somehow managing to hang on because even though the Axis have a huge resource advantage, massive, ridiculous resource advantage, so much of their forces are tied up in immobile units that they're having trouble pushing beyond their initial front line right here and to actually hold territory permanently. And just softening up Soviet forces with artillery and forcing them to retreat is obviously securing them the resource advantage that they're supposed to, but just struggling to actually get a triple cap going and seal this game. Which I guess comes down to a lack of team weapons. The Axis don't have a single machine gun, for example. By the way, if you're finding yourself pop-capped but you're floating a lot and you can't hold territory, the obvious solution is to make bunkers, because bunkers don't cost any pop-cap, and you can upgrade them with machine guns, and that'll help you hold your front line. Something to consider. these Axis players might incorporate into their wacky strategy. This sniper has 38 kills. The Broom Bear is Vet 3, still up to 56 apparently.
We are losing the sector.
But it's awaiting repairs. Behind the Axis front line, a couple of Axis tanks moving up on the victory point once again here in the north. Here comes another deep flank by these Panzer Grenadiers here in the north. And there goes the T-34 right there. Field gun will also get cleared thanks to those flanking forces. Influence will get recaptured. And fortunately, finally, a triple cap set up against the Soviets again. Although the game has run so long, they've actually managed to get the fuel together for more call-in tanks. There could be another IS-2 on the field. There could very, very well be a fresh set of T-34s. I just don't think it matters, though. Oh, that was a pretty juicy hit. Oh, man. Game runs long enough, even the LEFHs can take their toll. 22 and 38 kills. That's 60 kills between those two guns. Not too shabby. Broom Bear almost managing to keep pace. Snipers, I think, still, even with one of them dead, managed to do more than that. So, not too shabby performance from snipers this game by any means. Of course, medium tanks also did quite a bit of heavy lifting. There's the final IS-2. I don't really anticipate another one of those hitting the field this game. And SkillsThatKillz may not even be able to get the manpower together for his next set. It's bleeding too much from artillery fire, and obviously an infantry corps of this size is quite expensive to maintain under this sheer quantity of artillery fire. LEFHs are annihilating the Soviet base. That Tier 4 structure has almost been killed by artillery alone.
We are down to 100 points.
Panther pulling back to safety a little bit.
You are showing weakness. We are down to 75 points.
And a desperation IS-2 is already destroyed. Not even close.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
The triple cap is finally maintained. All Soviet counterattack being pushed back into the pace quite firmly. A couple grenadiers defending the point here in the south. Fully repaired medium tanks available in the north. Soviets have finally accepted defeat and will surrender. GG. And somehow Axis wins.